So we did our project on NFL data, specifically looking at arrests, attendance, and performance, and any correlation that may exist between them. Here are some samples of our data sets, which we either got from Kaggle or scraped from ESPN or Wikipedia using these scripts.
So our first big question was to find out which teams have the biggest rivalry. By plotting arrest data on a map, we were able to identify if there was a location influence in which teams had the biggest rivalries. As you can see, the New York and California areas on the map have the largest amount of arrests, leading us to believe that their teams have strong rivalries. We also noticed a couple of outliers with this analysis, particularly in 2012 with Pittsburgh and their surge of arrests. So we attributed this to unexpected team performance and how they had their first non-winning season since 2006. So this caused us to also consider how emotion could affect the number of arrests. We also took into account how game attendance could affect our findings. So we expected that if a stadium could hold a lot more people, then proportionally there would be a lot more arrests. And we saw that with San Diego, this large purple section, that they had a lot of arrests and also a lot of people attending their games. So another question that we looked into was how the score of an individual game could impact human behavior. What we found was that when games were close, more people tended to get arrested. And this was especially true at -3 points and +3 points. But since a field goal is worth 3 points, we figure that score differences of 3 points may inherently be more common than other score differences. So this possibly introduced unintentional bias into our analysis.
One question we looked at was how typical bandwagon fans are in the NFL. We looked at game attendance and how that may correlate with team performance. So in order to better normalize game attendance, we looked at the attendance percentage, what percentage of tickets were sold, rather than just the raw number of how many people attended. And for team performance, the metric that we used was 33 minus the rank, since there are 32 teams in the NFL, so that teams with higher rank that are better have a taller bar, and so that the relationship is better illustrated. As you can see, attendance is fairly high and consistent throughout the NFL, but in certain cases, like in Green Bay and Kansas City, team performance seems to have a higher impact on attendance. We think that this may be attributed to the amount of bandwagon or fair weather fans of these teams. For example, when Kansas City is doing very well, their attendance seems to increase due to bandwagon fans attending more of their games, and when Kansas City is doing poorly, attendance seems to decrease due to fair weather fans not attending games as much.